This is a quiz review video for average and instant rate of change. On your handout for the warm-up, number 1, find the average rate of change. That means slope. So to find slope, we've got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Well, the interval, this is an x1, x2. So if I have an x value and a y value, two x values, I need to find the y values. In the calculator, I'm going to put the function in y1. I'm going to go to my table. And this table has all the values. So arrow -3 is -17, and 5 for an x is 119. Alternatively, if I do second window and change independent to ask, then go into the table, I can type the x values that I want, and I don't have to go up and down in that table. So now the slope, or the average instant rate of change, is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Oops. And I got 119 minus -17. 5 minus -3. So that divides evenly to get 17. Instant rate of change at 1, I need to look really, really close on the left and really, really close on the right. So now for this, I do need my table to be in the ask mode. I'm going to delete these out. And I'm going to look really close to 1. Let me get some space. Is 0.99 and 1.001. Let's do 3 nines just because why not? So that gives me 0.299, 3, and 3.001. But now I need the slopes. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, x1. One. So I can see from both sides at an x value of 1, the slope is approaching 1. So the instant rate of change would equal 1. All right, number 2, now we're given a table. I have no function. So the average velocity also means slope between 0 and 16. So the slope is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. But now I have units. That's feet per second. For instantaneous at 24, I'm going to look at the slope on the left and the slope on the right and see what that's approaching. So these are not the same number. So the instantaneous velocity will be in between these values, so I'm going to average them. I'm going to add up the two numbers, divide by 2, because I'm adding two numbers together. And we get 2.1875 feet per second. All right, fill in the blanks. The average rate of change is the slope of the secant line. That, from our geometry, is the line between 2 points. The instant rate of change is the slope of the tangent line. That's one point on the outside of the circle. And it is also called the derivative. All right, on this graph, name the points where the derivative is positive, negative, and 0. Slope at a point. Derivative means the slope at the tangent line. So the slope here at A, that's positive. B, also positive. C, that's horizontal, so that's 0. D has a negative slope. E has a negative slope. F is horizontal, that's 0. G is positive, and J is negative. All right, so now if you go to page 14 in your packet, this is quiz review. Pause the video or just stop the video for now, and you try the whole page. See what you can do and see what you can't do, and then check your answers. All right, so number 1, given this function for bacteria, find the average rate of change, the slope, between 1 and 3. So if I have an x value of 1 and an x value of 3, I don't know why I'm making a table instead of coordinates, but that's all right. And my calculator is still in ask, so I'm gonna put 1 and 3. So the average rate of change is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, (17.8245) bacteria per day. Okay, given the position of the car, find the slope between 8 and 20. Five-thirds, our units is feet per second. The instant rate of change at 26, I need the slope on the left and the slope on the right. 3 decimal places. Oops, I didn't follow directions in number 1. Nearest 3 decimal places, so this would really be 0.825. Okay, so now I'm going to do that correctly for this one. So the slope on the right, we got 65 minus 57 divided by 32 minus 26. And the slope on the left, 4/3. Seven sixths. So the instant rate of change is going to be between these two slopes. So I'm going to add them and divide by 2. Uh-oh. So 1.25, or as a fraction, 5/4 feet per second. All right, find the average rate of change on the function from -1 to 2. Illustrate your answer graphically. That means draw the secant line. So I'm going to connect when x is -1, where x is 2, connect the dots. So this secant line is illustrating my answer graphically, but now to calculate the slope, okay, so I've got the point -1, 0, and then this point is 2. Looks like -3, but if I want to be sure, y equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. It is. Okay. So the slope is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, -1. Oh, look, I can count that. Down 1, right 1, down 1, right, well, almost. It works. So if you can do the warm-up and you can do page 14, you are ready for the quiz.